Hi, everyone. This is Lolita Sheriow, a.k.a. Lo. Thank you so much for tuning in to this very, very special interview. I'm so excited. I got a really, really special guest. Miss Richelle Shaw is going to talk about her new book. Yes, I'm so excited for her, The $1,000,000 Equation. And but before I actually start asking her questions, I want to talk a little bit about her. For those of you that don't know her, don't know about her, I think you're going to really be impressed about what Miss Richelle has been able to do. Richelle is the leading expert and authority in building successful $1,000,000 businesses. Richelle's experience comes from building her first business to 36 million. That's correct, 36 million. Losing it all after 9/11, the World Trade Center tragedies, then successfully rebuilding her $1,000,000 company in approximately 5 months. Not 5 years, guys, 5 months. All right. As the only female African-American public utility owner in the nation, Richelle has won local and national awards, including Top Woman Entrepreneur of the Year in 2010, Woman Marketer of the Year 2010, from Glazier Kennedy Insider Circle of 20,000 members, an unstoppable woman for the Women's Leadership Council. She was named one of the top 25 people to follow on Twitter from Become Your Own Boss Network, and one of the top 10 African Americans to follow on Twitter in 2011 from Black Enterprise Magazine. She was also nominated for the Greenleaf Award Top 50 Collection Professionals and the Top 40 Under 40 when she was 27. Now, I could go on, and that would probably take up half of this interview, but I want to give her an opportunity to talk about her book and how it can help you, any business owner. Doesn't matter what you sell. And I'm going to let her kind of dig into that. But you guys really need to listen to this interview. Again, Richelle, I'm so excited. And real quick, how I met Richelle was on Facebook. I've never met her live. I'm looking forward to meeting her in person. But we've talked a little bit, and just from the conversation that I've had with her and some of the things that she shared with me to kind of do and make changes, I've done that, and I saw results immediately. So this is a heavy hitter. And Richelle, welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much again for allowing me to interview you.
Yay! Yay! So excited.
Well, how are you today?
Like you said, you know what? It's good. It's like I was concerned about the light because there's no sun out here in Vegas today yet. But I am fantastic. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Let me ask you. What prompted you to write a book on building $1,000,000 businesses?
Well, part of the thing is that when I was building my first one and then my second one, I really, in my brain, and maybe I'm just naive, thought that everybody built $1,000,000 businesses. I did. Why would you go in business if it wasn't really that successful? And it was stuff that I was doing innately that I thought everybody was doing that they weren't doing. And so I went to one conference, and it was sponsored by a bank, and it was for people that were doing over 250,000. And so while I was there, I was doing a couple round tables with people and just with other women entrepreneurs, and I loved it. And I said, I really like this thing. And so while we were chatting, they came up with the synopsis that the only reason why most folks didn't get to the $1,000,000 level, whether they be women of color, men, didn't matter, is their lack of access to capital. And I said, well, excuse me, can I just ask one question? Why do you say that? And they go, well, because, you don't have money to expand, you don't have money to build, you don't have money. And I fundamentally think that money makes you stupid. Okay? Now, I was stupid when I had money. I did a lot of dumb things. And I realized that the biggest problems that most entrepreneurs have when I started to talk to them is the fact that they thought that they had a money problem. And actually, they didn't have a money problem. They had a strategy problem. They had a business building. They just didn't know what they were doing. They had kind of networked themselves enough to get to a certain level, but they weren't really sure what they were supposed to do. And so they would go out and still keep trying to meet the next person instead of really managing the amount of customers that they had. So, not to go on and on and on, right? But I do that. So, you get to ask one question and then I keep talking.
No. I mean, no, it's
but
perfect.
I decided to write this book because I found that what they were missing is that they were sitting on a pile of gold right there. That all of the new transactions, all of the new people that they were trying to meet, they didn't have to. And that right in every business's owner's backyard is $1 million business just sitting there. But they just never had access to it. They weren't talking to their customers. They didn't know what their customers wanted. They didn't know what they were doing. Really quick story is I had one of the gals that was in a group that I was in, and this group, you have to do $2 million to get in this group. Okay, so she was already pretty successful, but she was in telecom also, but she was in product sales. Sorry, and so I'm talking to her, and she's like, I really want to get to the $10 million level. Richelle, can you help me? I said, well, sure, I'd love to. Let me take a look at some of the things that you're doing. Mm-hmm. So we went through, and turns out she had over how many? It was like 3,000 customers. I said, okay, that's good. We can easily build it from there. But she provided 14 different products and services. Mm-hmm. So this is awesome. Okay. So tell me, how many of your 3,000 customers use more than 50% of your products and services? Yeah. She said, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I said, what do you mean you don't know? She goes, maybe 2. I said, no, 2%. She's like, no, 2. I go, 2 out of the 3,000? She said, oh my gosh. And so she was having cash flow issues. Mm-hmm. She's going through all of this stuff. And I said, this is an easy problem. Your solution is not, let's go to the bank and get more money. Because you'll keep doing that same stupid shit. Oh, pardon me. I have a potty mouth.
You're
fine.
Keep
doing that same stupid stuff you're doing. Let's go and sell your 14 items to those 3,000 people. She didn't like the idea. Oh, wow. Her husband didn't like the idea. They love this going to get a new customer. And I said, but do you realize that this is taking all your capital? You're going to be out of business. Quite frankly, she's out of business right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, I said, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Nice lady, but she didn't understand this whole business building. So that's when I set out on this journey to, I've got to share, number one, what I did in my business. And very funny story again is that I thought at first it was just me. Yeah. And then when I got my first private client that was an OBGYN, and I used the same stuff in his business, I said, if I can sell a pap smear, because who wakes up and says, I can't wait to have a pap smear? Nobody. Right. If I can do that, then any business can use what I'm using, because it's got to be easier than saying, hello, buy one, get one free. Yeah. It's not going to work. And that's why I set out on this journey.
No. It's great because when you shared that with me 3 or 4 months ago, it just registered. It just, a light bulb went off. And you were right. It was like, I don't know how many I had at the time in my database, but I couldn't remember surveying them, asking them what they wanted, what they were interested in, what type of products did they want me to create from the people that, or from the clients that have already purchased from me. I was focused on getting more clients as well and spending more money. But when I made a few changes, I started seeing more sales and also higher end sales. So yeah, I mean, it's so profound. And God, for those of you that's watching this, you need to get this book. Okay, let me ask you the next question. What gives you the authority to write a book on this topic?
All right, let me tell you something though. Is that not only have I done it, but I've done it so many times now that it's just ridiculous. I did it for myself personally 3 times, and I've done it for other people, other businesses, over 93 different industries. It's not as if I'm just doing it because I think that this is the only way. I don't think this is the only way. If you've got a ton of cash and you want to go out there and be on every corner and be on every commercial, then go do that route, or if you want to be on a reality television show and that's how you want to get it to sell some things for you, God bless. That is so much fun. The reason why I am truly the authority to write this book is because I've done it, and I've done it so many times. And here, to answer your first question again of why I believe I had to, is, people come to me for help, for coaching, and what they really expect me to do is open up my database to them and anoint them to my people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what some folks do, just to keep people making money so that they can keep paying them. I personally don't do that. I don't like to. And I don't like to because I don't feel as if now I've just given you the fish instead of teaching you how to fish. So no matter what, even if you get this book and you use these items in your existing business and it doesn't work, because it may be too late. If you've never, talk to your customers or have a relationship with them, it's not going to work. But your new people will be anointed. They will know how to tell you that they love you. They know how to refer you. They will know how to buy from you over and over again, and they will be expected to. See, so that no matter if it's this business or 10 other businesses, this particular book is going to help you get to wherever you want to get to.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, give us some hints on the secret equation.
The secret equation, that $1 million equation. Well, let me tell you something. They're all systems. They're all really essential systems, the 9 systems that I believe that you should have in your business. The first is a great solution. So I help you figure out what problem that you're solving. If you're not solving a problem, then you might as well, have $200,000 so that now you can kind of get your word out, and that may not be enough. Okay. So if you're not showing up exactly when the customer has a problem, then it's not going to work. So I show you ways to really develop your problem, to use, free tools to find what problem you should be solving.
Right.
All of these things they were natural to me, but I'm shocked that people have never done them. After you go through that, really finding a good target market. People say target market all the time, and they tell you, oh, Richelle, target market. Yeah, I have a target market. I go, so who's your target market? Women. Yeah, yikes. Do you realize that, first of all, you can't reach all women,
right,
and you don't have enough money to reach them? Okay, so really? So it's finding the right target market. And here's the biggest question that you'll find, one of the secrets. Find a target market that can pay you, that has enough money to pay you.
Right.
I get these
That's
folks
good.
who all want to, they want to give people what they need instead of what they want, right? So don't keep trying to help folks who or create a business to help people who can't pay you.
That's good.
The ultimate thing that you can do is create a business that generates income and generates revenue, and then you can give it to people who need you. But while you're trying to, I'm gonna help single moms. Okay. And so who's going to pay you? Well, I'm going to get them to pay. They can afford $10. No, they can't. And there's no reason why they would ever do that. I am a single mom, and my kid gets every nickel. I can't imagine giving it to you so that you can, no. Right. That doesn't make sense, right? So when I watch them do that, so I teach you how to go through and making sure this person can pay you if that's the right target market. We go on through, scheduling your success with a marketing calendar. I'm shocked when I go into business and I go, okay, so what are you supposed to do next? Mm-hmm. Like, wow, how have you gotten this far without not even having I don't say business plan. I go, just know what you're supposed to do tomorrow. How can you get and sit at your desk and have no idea what you're supposed to do? I am so efficient that even, we haven't never talked. We didn't have, but I'm prepared for today, except for I didn't have no lipstick on. So, are you kidding me? Because I've already planned out my day. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's getting your marketing calendar together, what promotions you're supposed to do, how often you should do a promotion, when you should, when is the best time for you to get the most bang out of your marketing dollars. We lay that all out for the year so that now you've scheduled your success. You know what your cash flow is going to be. You know that if normally, so one of the really quick stories in my telephone business, December is a horrible month for me. This time of year, my customer's like, oh, no, I ain't going to pay the phone bill. I'm going to buy my kid a bike. So what that meant is that my Christmas was messed up.
Yeah.
That's no fun. I've got this little mini me. No, 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 no. Here's how we have to do. So I would do tons of promotion in December to get new customers, to get them to refer. Every year I threw my big ass Christmas party. Hey, and the only way to come to the party was you had to pay your bill on time and you had to refer another customer. And at the party I gave away gifts and products and all the plasma TVs, all kind of stuff. So they couldn't wait to get to December to pay their bill on time, to get to come to the party, to tell other people I had, they were packed in my office. When we threw the party into the parking lot, they were packed. The radio station would come. They'd come for free just because I had so many people there. I didn't even have to pay for that type of stuff. But all of that came because I knew when my ebbs and flows were, when people were supposed to pay, when they didn't. And I wanted to make sure that my December was great, just like my February is when they get their income tax check.
Gotcha.
So
awesome.
it's knowing how that works and planning that out. So you go through all those. We go down through reactivation of old clients, getting them to come back to you, how to create your referral system, both for prospects, for customers, down through strategic partners, how to get them to refer. Because just because you got them to say, yes, I'll refer people to you, doesn't mean that they refer. They just go, yeah, oh, you're good. So it's giving them the proper language, what they're supposed to say, how they, tools so that they can easily give it out, whether it be little cards that we give them or it's a dedicated website for them. All things that are laid out in this book. I'm telling you, this book is so full of gems that if you haven't changed your business at the end of this, just from, implementing one or two of the things, then you're crazy. You need to get out of the business. It's not the right business for you.
Awesome. That's good
you know,
stuff.
I'm trying not to all hype it all up, but it really is.
Yeah.
The stuff that I just keep watching them do every day, and the folks that are in my group, they just keep implementing just little things, and I go, now you see?
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's okay. I'll let you ask another question.
No. Real quick before I go to the next question, I want to share this is that recently I purchased one of your products, and I got a handwritten thank you card from you. And just so people understand how far that goes, I thought about that card that you sent me for a few days. And I'm thinking, damn, I need to send her a thank you card for, talking with me, when we spoke like 2 or 3 months ago. And of course I did it because when I got yours, it was just on my mind. And just like you said, just doing little stuff like that, to appreciate your current clients. And that's just one of the many things that you do teach. Can reignite, even if you haven't followed up with them in a while, it could reignite them falling back in love with you to see what you got going on and what new products and services you have available that they'll buy. So I just wanted to share that.
Right. And people would say, I do that. When they read it, so funny when I go and speak, I'm out and they go, I used to do that. I don't know why I don't do it. And I go, because, you get complacent at the place that you're at. And
Correct.
So, at the end of every day, I have some mantras that I do, and I write down everything that I was thankful and grateful for that day. And at that time, it triggers me to remember to do all my thank you cards and to it wasn't like you got thanks for buying either. You got a heart-filled message, correct?
I did, yes.
So that you know that I wrote that card to you.
Yep.
I recalled part of our conversation. I put in, I knew the product that you purchased. So it's not, yes, I have automatic systems, but I also look at them and I'm so grateful that it just comes out. And that's it. I don't have that part in the book. I just assume that people understand, they know common matters, but common sense ain't that common, right?
Right.
So I am very, very, clear about it's those little things that constant communication that, even, on Facebook, even though we've never met, I feel like I know you. I feel like I've sit in your backyard with the glass, enjoying the weather as you do, with your animals. And I know that, the first thing you said is, how's your daughter? Because I talk about her all the time. And you feel like you know me. We have this relationship. It's not just buy my stuff. It's, hey, let's have a relationship. Let's nurture it. And let's see what's the right place for you to be. And then once you get in the fold, now I just shower you with, I over deliver, which I think that I did on the product that you purchased.
Yes.
It happened to be a really good product. I threw in lots of bonuses with it.
Yeah.
I gave, so much information that even if you don't ever buy another thing from me, you still are really happy with the investment that you bought, right?
Absolutely.
And so many folks, I watch them, they don't give their best stuff. They give, something that'll lead to, you want to know how to do that? Okay, well, now you have to buy my $10,000 thing. And that's cute. I get all of that, but I get no pleasure out of taking all of your money and now you can't implement anything.
Exactly.
That's no fun to me. It's
awesome.
like, okay, so now I have somebody walking around going, she's so cool. And they'll say, well, what? Tell me your results. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I can't have you out talking about, she's really smart, but I didn't implement anything yet. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
Awesome. Good stuff. Question.
Yeah.
Less than 3% of all women-owned businesses and 9% of all businesses reach the $1 million level. Why is it different? Why is it difficult for business owners to build $1 million businesses?
Yeah. Well, one of them is they don't understand how to manage cash flow.
Okay.
It's just they don't like being late. Like part of being an entrepreneur is you're gonna be late on some bills. Okay, you gotta have a tough skin. You gotta, when they call you talking crazy, you say, "Look here, girl, it'll be there Wednesday." Okay, that's just part. It's part of how this works.
Yes.
The second part is that they get complacent. They say, good is the enemy of great. Is that they really don't have programs. There's so many more that can go on in your business.
Right.
But here's what they do. They go out and get loans to start it so that they can pay themselves while they're building it. They start as soon as they get to the $100,000 level, they go buy a car. Ooh, I deserve it. I should be driving a Mercedes. I want to back in. I want to get my stuff valet parked. And I go, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Now they'll tell you that they've reinvested their money back in the business. And no, they haven't. They've spent it on frivolous things. And, I lost all after 9/11. What you think I was doing? I had 4 cars. I had a triplex. I had a fourplex. I had all of this stuff that was so leveraged that when bad times come, I couldn't pay all of the debts. And the majority of them were my personal stuff. It wasn't the business debts because I know how to build a business with no money. So it wasn't that. I mean, I had a huge carrier bill that I owed $3 million. That's no fun. But it was stuff that now I've got, employees, employee cars, and just stuff that instead of being on a plan to get to the $1 million level, they get to about 250, and it's more money than they've ever, had in their lives to do it. They start hiring staff because they don't feel like they should be copying anything anymore. And stop. Instead of making sure that every person is producing a financial result for you. Why have an assistant if the assistant can't collect money or he or she can't generate revenue for you? It's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Ooh, Lord.
Right.
How does my computer do? Sorry, it's trying to restart. That would be bad. It's like, okay, no, don't restart computer. But that's why they can't really get you. And then they don't know the strategies of once you get a customer, let's love them and nurture them and develop them into a staying, paying, and referring machine. Okay? We want them to stay, we want them to pay, and we want them to tell somebody else about you. And they don't know how to make that happen. I'll ask entrepreneurs all the time. I'll say, so tell me about, how do you get your customers? Oh, referral. They're so proud of referral. I go, oh, I love that. That's great. So tell me how that works. We're so great at customer service that people just automatically refer us. And I go, bullshit. No, that is so not true. So apparently you telling yourself that. Does that make you feel good? Yeah. Right. I said, okay, now do you want to tell me the real story? Yeah, shit, I don't know. I go, I know you don't. Okay. So let's start off with developing a system for you so that you know how the referrals are coming in. So let's start tracking them. How does a new customer come in? They have absolutely no idea. So we start with the track. We start with, how do they earn it? How do you acknowledge them? How do you go through this? And I am a master. If you talk to anybody about me, they go, Richelle is the bomb. You got to talk to her, or they say, I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
And I like
it's
that.
Either
you
right?
love me, yeah, or the finger. Okay, so
I love it.
I love it because then we don't have no foolishness.
Right.
When you talk to me, you don't talk crazy. We can do our thing, right? So
yes.
And they should do that same thing with your business. When they come in, they shouldn't be indifferent. They either need to love you or they need to go, I can't stand that company. So that it's polarized. They can move on. They can go somewhere else. But the worst customer for you is a wishy-washy.
Yeah.
You know why? Because when they ask you, hey, well, tell me about Lowe's product. Tell me about her program. Is it good? Yeah, it's all right. Okay, that's just enough to make that person not buy.
Right.
It's okay. You want them when they say, hey, tell me about Lowe and her product. Girl, that is the best thing ever. I got da-da-da-da-da-da. But see, if you're not telling them what to say, so even at my telephone company, I would tell my customers what they needed to say. I say, look, your friends are going to go, who's that telephone company? And this is what you say. And they were like, all right. So now they felt empowered, giving your customer the right language. Nobody's telling you that. So when people say word of mouth, tell me about it. And then I can just, get them in the right direction. But just those simple things are the way to really make it happen and make it happen very quickly. And so, is my book stuff that people haven't heard before? Probably not. But the majority of it is things that they will go, damn, I haven't done that, or I've never heard it that way.
Yep.
And that makes sense. I can do that.
Exactly. And what's funny, when you were sharing the stay, pay, and, making sure to become a referral machine, I wrote that down like I'm not recording this. So, I'm all excited. But this is good stuff, guys. Next question. The idea of building $1 million business can seem elusive to a lot of people. What sorts of practical things do you cover in the book?
Wow. Things that we've already talked about with stay, pay, and referring machine. I've got a whole bunch of those little things in there. I've got over 26 rules that you have to follow that make it so much so that it works better for you. But most of it is just tips on what you say when a person says that they love you. I love your service. That should just make you all tingly inside.
Right.
A little orgasmic. And go, oh, really?
Right.
Well, why would you say that? So that now you're going to get the testimonial for them, right? And my favorite is to ask them, so who do you know that needs a service like this?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you know needs Milo? Who do you know that could really benefit from me being able to talk to them about their business? Yeah. How fantastic is that? Really simple, but it just helps with the conversation. Sure. So that now you know how to, oh, wow. They'll say, oh, Jim and Karen really need you. And then I'll say, really, and who else? See, most folks get satisfied with Jim and Karen. They're like, I got two. I don't know. I want 200. So they say, wow. And you know what? Who would really be great for you? And then they go on to another thing. And so it's just about, in my book, I give you these conversations to have.
Awesome.
The cards, the stuff that make it automatic for you, right? So that you're not reinventing the wheel. I give you even a tracking form that's done. It's there. And my publisher kept saying, stop, it's not in 300 DPI. It's going to be fuzzy. I go, forget it. They'll know what it looks like when they get it. But there's all stuff that, this is not just fluff where I talk to you about, wouldn't it be nice in theory? I'm telling you exactly and showing you exactly the tools that I use with my private clients and in my business. Little punch cards, little stuff that you go, I don't know how to do that. But then I show you how to use one that works at Subway in your own business, even though, we used it for the doctor, we used it for the beauty school,
Right.
we used it for real estate, we used it for all of those things. It's just fun. It's fun.
Awesome. That's great. Now, why would it matter to you and me whether more businesses read this book and learn how to take their business to the proverbial next level?
Yeah. You know what? It's every day, I talked about what I'm thankful and grateful for.
Yes.
For me personally, I start every morning with my mantras, and actually I have them here.
Okay.
So I read this every day, front and back. Okay.
Awesome.
And it starts off with, my business is serving millions by helping them create their dream businesses and lifestyle. My mission is helping business owners develop simple, detailed plans to build $1 million business. And so I am really on a mission to see 1 million people own $1 million businesses, because I know that it changes lives.
Yes.
Just the freedom of not having to. Now you can do that and trick it off. Don't get me wrong, because watch athletes. They do it all the time. Or
Yeah.
I talked about with you briefly before. Here I was 30 with a pocket full of cash. And if you think wearing black is slimming, having a pocket full of green kind of wraps that up too. Okay. So I had boys which I was a mess. But really, when I got some sense,
Yeah.
having a $1 million business really will change lives. It affects people.
Yeah.
Everybody should want people to have a successful business, because not only do they get that, but they affect others. They, give more to charity. Small business owners do than most others. They give back. They realize where they came from. They realize how difficult it is. They're employing more people. There's a 1 in 3 program that small businesses, my friend Connie Evans is working on. Which she said, if every small business, micro business would hire just one person, that we would eliminate, not like, get the number down, eliminate unemployment in 3 years.
Wow.
If every micro business hired just one. So, how fabulous is this idea if we just, empower people with the right tools to implement every day, and to not go, oh, I'm scared, but to do it with stuff that doesn't cost you a ton of money. And that's what I'm an expert at, finding those little things that give you superior leverage to get you to the next level. So that's what I'm super passionate about it, as you can tell. The other times I was just being funny, but this is I get tired of hearing people moan and groan about what they don't like about their lives, and it all is based around money.
Right.
Yeah. So part of it is, let me just give you a whole bunch of it so that you realize that that's not what the problem is. But it also is, let's get you to a level so that you feel powerful, whether it be African American women, which I really feel passionate about. I don't want you ever worry about how to get to the next, or what you're going to do and how your kids are going to. It's such a horrible place to be. And I don't want to see it. Which is, if you notice that I haven't written a book in over 4 years. My first book I wrote 2008. So this one, everything else, it was selling high ticket programs, high ticket coaching and consulting. And I finally said, you know what? I'm going to put everything that I know into this one little $20 thing. And because at the end of the day, for true entrepreneurs, for ones who get it and who really want to build businesses, all they need is a $20 book. They don't need all that other foolishness. Yeah. They don't need to talk to me every day, for me to tell them, yeah, you can do it. Yeah. If you need motivation, go on and stay at your job. Running a business, it's a thankless job. No one's there to support you, help you. Your employees are there because you pay them. My relatives are there because I paid them. My mother was the last one to even convert to my telephone service. She converted when I told her it was free. Before she said, "Oh no, I'm gonna stay at AT&T." They have Whitney Houston singing their commercial. So what do you do? So that's why I'm super passionate about this.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now you say that money makes people stupid. And please elaborate for us.
Well, see, as I talked about, just briefly a few minutes ago, a lot of people think that their problem is that they don't have enough cash. And
Right.
I used to, I had 52 employees, and they would come to me and go, Richelle, I need a raise. Okay, So you have to realize, which employees don't sometimes, that if I give you a raise, that means that that's something that I don't get to buy, because that's less money that I get to keep. Okay,
Right.
Not that I don't. If you deserve it, then I always overcompensated my employees. So I would say to them, okay, well, so give me the reasons why you deserve it. My kid's about to go to college. They went up on my rent. This is really hard. Da 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 da. Okay, that has no bearing on me. Nothing.
Right.
And if you don't know how to manage your money at $1,000 a month, that if I gave you $10,000 a month, you'd screw that up too.
That's true.
So let's work on managing your life right now, and then so that when you add on to it, it's better. So I love continuity payments. So I talk all in my book all about getting people to pay you over and over every month, creating some type of system so that they can buy stuff from you over and over, right? But I hate paying things over and over. So I don't buy anything on credit or time or anything like that. No, if I'm going to buy it, I pay cash. Because then it's not about, can I afford $500 a month? It's 40,000. 40,000 for real? 40,000? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll this car that I have.
Yeah.
Until the wheels fall off, right? So money makes you stupid. Money is a crutch. Money is a crutch for when you're feeling insecure, then what you do. So I talk to so many folks who come to me and say, Richelle, I can't wait to start a business, and this is what I'm going to do. And I said, okay, so what are you going to do first? I'm going to go get some business cards. Okay, no. Okay, I haven't carried a business card in, I don't know, 10 years. Okay. Why? Oh, but that's because of you. I said, no, I never carried a card, because here's the rule. Okay. It's not the cards that you give that are important. It's the cards that you get.
Yes.
Because then you get to control the relationship, right? If you just give somebody their card, they go, oh, okay, that's nice. And they throw it away. It's on their desk. It's in a pile. It's somewhere. You don't know. It's still in their bag. It's got your note. It's in a rubber band in the back drawer. That's not what you want. You want to get there so that you know how you're going to contact them. You know how you're going to send them the thank you card. You know what to send them as the follow-up. I go through all of that in my book about what happens when you meet somebody belly to belly. And at first I said, this is kind of too remedial, for folks. And I said, no, it's not, because they screw this up. I see them all the time. They mess it up. They can't wait to give me their card. And then I go, okay, so now you don't have mine. What are you going to do now? Google me and hope on a contact us that it eventually goes to me? Okay, no, that's not it. You want to have my stuff, even if I say I don't have it, you want to put me in a corner and make me give you something. And I'll give you my assistance or whichever, but don't do it. So money, you'll say, I need a website. I can't make any money. We just briefly talked about a business venture that you're working on. You got your first customer without a website.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yeah. You see, what? So I say, here's what I want you to do first. I want you to go get 2 customers. And they go, 2 customers? Why? Yeah, somebody who doesn't love you, not your parents, not your cousin, not anything. Go get 2 customers, because this is what it's going to prove to you. Number one is that you have a viable idea and somebody will pay for that.
Right.
And that's really good to know, okay? Because you could be $20,000 into this thing, and if nobody's bought it, then you don't even know if people will buy it. And the second thing it's going to teach you is how to sell yourself. Because in the beginning, you're going to be your only salesperson for a while. And if you can't consistently and articulately convey your message to get somebody to buy, you're going to be hungry. Period, in the story. Right?
That is
so that's why I think money
true.
makes you stupid. Yeah, because how many times have you met, especially people who are so gung-ho, and they'll start pulling out this most beautiful brochure and beautiful stuff. Okay, how many customers do you have? Well, I don't have any yet. Well, so pay for it. Oh, well, I took it out of my 401k, and my mama gave me her, she took a loan on her house, and I said, oh, Jesus. Talk about stress and pressure.
Yes.
You don't, that's no good.
It's not.
What are you doing? Just go make the money, and you can work that out later. So, I laugh when I read books that talk about, well, first thing you need to do is go get a business license. Like, a business license? Oh shit! I think I finally got one like 2 years after I was open, right? It's like, oh, am I supposed to? Dang! All right, I guess I was supposed to have business license because they didn't check the business license here. All they checked here was the articles of incorporation. So I knew I had to protect myself and get a corporation, but I had one while I worked for the company. But I didn't know that I had to get a business license, and then the business license I had to get, it was crazy. But anyway, so I sit there and I go, yeah, you can do it that way, but all you're going to do is spend a whole lot of money, and you're going to be on a hamster wheel thinking that you're doing something, and you've done absolutely nothing.
And you know what? I have to say this, Richelle. I'm laughing at you, number one, because you are hilarious. But it's so true. Everything that you're saying is so true, even based off of my own personal experience. When I first, stepped out into entrepreneurship and owning my own business, a lot of the things that you're sharing was a lot of the mindset I have, just not knowing. But once you go through the experiences and you finally, wake up and realize, okay, I need to get a mentor. I need to get some type of instruction from people that have already done this successfully. And you see the light and you try to talk to other people and that are interested in becoming business owners and want to sell something. These are the stories you get. These are the people that you get, and you try to share with them. Now, dog, you don't want to go that route, or you don't want to do this. But they're like, oh, we'll be okay. And I'm like, okay, let me know how that works out for you. Call me in about 30 days and let me know how you're doing. And when they do, or I call them, they're extremely frustrated. So, guys, get the book. I just wanted to share that.
Because they have the kit. They have what they think is the kit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at my brochure. And they can't wait to go to the one networking event. This is what they did for the whole world. And I said, so have you ever picked up the phone and just called them? Because they'll say, well, Richelle, how were you able to do that? Well, I just called them.
Yep.
And they said, you did. And what did you say? Okay, if you don't know that part, then what in the world are you doing? We need to go back to some remedial stuff and get you. And then here's the deal. Even if you know that part, I really have mastered the way of getting people to want to do it for me. I mean, it's now I don't even have to say anything. So I am on our local Fox affiliate every 2 weeks as the money honey. So I'm a finance expert. I'm like, okay, I filed bankruptcy, but I'm the finance expert. All right, I'll take it.
That's awesome.
And so with it, she called me. She goes, look, I can't wait to promote your new book. When are you coming in? Let's talk about it. And I go, okay, my producer, so she loves me. So yesterday I, shot it. We did our piece, and it was, we kind of weaved it together. And I said, well, that'll be the last time they'll do that. She came running to me after, and she goes, okay, perfect. So we're going to promote it for you until, January, and then we'll reassess, but we'll probably keep promoting it for you all the time.
Awesome.
And now, people are asking me, well, did you ask for that? No. Didn't have to. But I had planted so many seeds.
Yes.
That, all of these triggers that they didn't even know that that's what I was doing, and how I could intimately weave it together so that it didn't seem like I'm sitting here going, buy my book, but I'm talking about the things that I talk about in the book that made sense to any audience, that they went, oh yeah, this is ridiculous. Why wouldn't we do this? And it's about knowing what your solution is. That's step number one. And people skip that. They all want to go to my 85 ways to get a new customer, because that's what's so important to them. And they want to go to the end. The only 3 ways to grow are the accelerators. That's a fun chapter where I just, okay, you really want to turn this thing on? Well, here are 3 ways that changes the game, And I asked them in the beginning introductions, I go, please don't go to the end. I said, but you guys won't listen to me, so go anywhere. And then when you fall on your face, come back and read the whole thing. Because if you don't fix the great solution, if you don't know how to convey your message, and if you don't know how to talk to people so that it makes logical sense, so that they're asking you, right? Yeah. They're asking you. I had a meeting with a big group that was talking about healthcare, and they are just policy stuff. And so for me, in my other hat, because I am the president of the National Association for Moms in Business, and so
Awesome.
while we were talking, they were asking me about small business stuff, and I was just giving my opinion. And they said, "Oh, is that in your book?" And I said, "You know what? Actually, it is." And they said, "Well, we need to have you on to do a business briefing for all of our, you know." And I was, "Oh,
Awesome.
funny you should ask." But it's not that I even have to ask them.
Yeah.
It logically comes in their brain because I live my message. I talk about it all the time. I say out loud, "Money makes you stupid," or I say, if you can't make money without money, when you get some, you're going to screw it up too.
Yes.
So, you just going to get an SBA loan and mortgaging your house, and, the person making the decision to give you that has never been in business. They've never done what I say is put payroll on a credit card. If you've never put payroll on a credit card, you don't get entrepreneurship, and you don't get how tight cash flow is. And the last thing you need is another loan that you have to pay every month.
Yes.
So I still don't do credit cards. I have one, and that's my emergency one. I don't do them because all it is, "Ooh, Lord, I'm gonna have to pay this in a minute." And it's the experience of delayed gratification will change your business immensely.
That is
Once again, another
awesome.
30-second answer to a
No, perfect. This has been the most exciting interview, and the last question, and I actually have a surprise for all of my followers, but I'm going to share that after you share, Richelle. Where can people buy your book right now? Where is it available for them to get?
Well, by the time you get this, hopefully, you can just go to Amazon and grab it there. If it hasn't been released yet, because there's a couple things that they said it was last Tuesday. Hopefully it'll be next Tuesday. You can go to mdenation.com, www.mde for $1 million equation, nation.com. And there is a place where you can get all of the info to be the first on the list, because I'm giving away lots of free trainings that you can see based on the book, so that not only, I think it's like $550 worth of stuff that you get if you're one of the first 100 to buy the book. And, we're having a fun time, and this is, I think, number 6 or 7. I had an interview this morning at 6 a.m.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
I'm doing a ton of promotion, so I don't know if you'll be one of the first 100, but if you're not, it's okay too. I'm sure I will have something else just for you. So we're just gonna have a great time.
Thank you. But I got a surprise for you guys too. This is what I'm gonna do. So for those of you that post your comments, you got to post a comment about this interview on the blog. Also, I want you to share. All right, share this interview on your Facebook wall, Twitter, and since we're in this whole Thanksgiving season, what I'm going to do next Tuesday, which is, let me see what date that is, the 20th. 20th of next week, Tuesday. What I'll do, we'll do a drawing, okay, from everybody that posts a comment and that also shares this interview on your wall. And whoever wins, I'm going to give you a free book. All right? You're going to get a free copy of Richelle's $1 Million Equation. So that's something that I'm doing. So definitely share to everybody that that's an entrepreneur that's struggling, that don't know what they're doing, that need to take it to the next level. We're leaving 2012, going to 2013. They need this book so they can start studying it right now and implementing the things that Richelle teaches. Okay? So, and again, obviously this is an interview. So for those of you that visit my blog and you see this next year in 2013, then the contest is not going on. It's only for 2012 Thanksgiving. All right? Just thought I'd put that in there.
That's important.
Richelle, did you want to share anything else before we end?
Gosh, you know what? I should grab my book cover, huh? I don't know why I didn't have that.
Absolutely.
Second.
All right.
Okay, here's my preview copy. Here it is. This is what it looks like. See,
there
on
it
the bottom, it has the resources inside. $550. It's all there. So, it's coming out. But look, here's it is. Can you see really close? You can't
awesome.
see it. But it's got literally that you just go through. What's my next check item? What am I supposed to do? And it's not just all pictures. It definitely is. what you need to do step by step. And God loves, thank you so much. And I'm having
No
the time
problem.
of my life just helping others, and I can't wait to help anybody who needs some help. And if you just, if you know that I just need just 2 or 3 killer ideas, there's probably about 300 of them right in here of my best ones, and you can just go grab it. And I can't wait to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, Richelle. Everybody, pick up $1 Million Equation. And don't forget, go ahead and post your comments below on how you enjoyed this interview, what has helped you, what you picked up, and also share it, all right, on your social media pages, Twitter and Facebook as well. And I'm doing a personal drawing contest for everyone that does that, and you're going to get a free copy. The winner will be announced next Tuesday, November 20th. And maybe I can even twist Richelle's arm to autograph it for you, and I'll just pay to have it shipped here, and I'll get it to you guys, to the winner. So anyway, thank you again, Richelle.
Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.